Yeah, no. I think he is. I think he's like a deep crypto. Either it was his Scottish mother.
Take that gun out.
Yeah, his Scottish mother. It must have been her. I don't know. His other on his other side of his family, his parents look very tiny, but that doesn't mean anything.
Reinforcements in place.
Really. Yeah, and so if everybody in the election knows what they are, every candidate, then it's not a democracy, is it? And you can't become president unless your daddy has initiated you, and so it's a crypto oligarchy. And a crypto is someone who appears to be one thing but is really another. Multiple dictators is another thing. So Andrew Yang and Tulsi Gabbard could become president, but you can't. That's hilarious. Yeah, and Cortez brought them to the New World, so Ocasio-Cortez, right? And on 4chan, which I think that was now their board. And I think PP is their meme, not a Nazi meme. Or, you know, really Nazi is probably them, right? Like Tedros, right? When you look at the guy who runs the World Health Organization, he's a black Ethiopian, but he's mixed. And he has the same frog face as Pee-Pee the Frog. And so the first time you see Pee-Pee in the comic, he's standing on the side of the road wearing very short shorts that are around his ankles. If you saw a grown man with his short shorts around his ankles taking a piss on the side of the road, what would you think? You would think, man, he's gay, right? And then he has a word bubble coming out of his head that says, feels good. Okay, and then who's his little booty buddy in all the cartoons on 4chan? Feels guy from the Polish depression posters or whatever. And so he's a racially ambiguous green frog, butt fucking feels guy, a white faggot. Pee-pee and poo-poo. And so Pepe is not a Nazi meme. That's a joke, you-know-who meme posing as Nazis. And so I had to push that to beat the grass to startle the snakes, right? And so then they formed all those Nazi groups that had that rally in Charlottesville. Heimbach, Baked Alaska. The guy that organized the whole thing was a Democrat. He wasn't even a Nazi. The one who started the Unite the Right rally, I forget his name right now. He's not important anyway. And so all those guys who went down to that thing got played by them. And really all those Nazi guys, Daily Stormer, all that stuff, they were all hybrids, right? He's got red hair, Daily Stormer. He looks like a hybrid. So that was all a trick. And all the Nazi terror attackers in the United States was all them. John T. Ernest, Poway, California, Patrick Crucis, El Paso, Connor Betts, Ohio, and Bowers, he looks like a white guy, but if you look at the U.S. military brass, they're all white you-know-who hybrids. So they control the U.S. military. And Bowers looks like them, like a dead white. Dead skin, skull and bones, but got some fat on him still.
Friendly control point nearby.
You're right next to the Grand Washington Hotel.
Okay, here we go. That should get their attention. Head to the service entrance on the east side of the building.
So all that was a setup, see? And what do they tell you if you ask them about that mosaic tile floor in Israel with the swastika on? They say it's a symbol of good luck because they're downplaying it. Where you guys going? I think he's going to do a control point. But, you know, Bill Clinton, George Bush supposedly descends from Godefroy de Bouillon that took a Belgian army to the Crusades in the year like 1060 or something. Freemasons, that's a papal order. Knights of Malta, Knights of Columbus, they control Georgetown University, Fordham University. And why is it called a university? Because they want to have one religion for the whole world, so it's universal.
Hostile radio intercepted.
We're under attack.
Portable electronic device detected.
And where were the thieves in Rome? In the collegia, college, right? Colleges are dens of thieves. Christ means Christos, which means oil. The Freemasons lay the cornerstone, which is an ear of corn, wine and oil, blood and jizz. So Christians are idolaters worshiping Caesar.
Hostile broadcast picked up.
And so yeah, Christianity, they have to respect rules. With communism, they can get it done faster. But the fastest way is Satanism or Saturn.
Agent killed.
We gotta go watch build videos.
Is it better for a man to die of disease, slowly and in pain?
Yeah, go check out Wids on YouTube. He's basically the top player of this game. Well, maybe it's solid now, but still Wids knows a little more than solid. Hold on.
Progress halted. Manual override required. Access key detected. Progress resumed.
And so, yeah, the Lord of the Rings, the Lord of the Secret Societies, right? And then what does that book tell you? It tells you to throw the ring into Mordor. Murder the secret societies, but war is not murder. So really it's a misnomer.
Manual override required.
And, which is a counter allegory to the Bible. That's what Lord of the Rings is. Right? And so, you know, how do they describe them in Lord of the Rings? The ring race, right? If you draw a ring on a sheet of paper, you're going for the globe. So who are the ring race? And do they really exist? Just on a longer time scale, right? And yeah, if the papacy invented communism, if you go and watch, what's his name? Yuri Bezmenov on YouTube, he'll tell you the stages of how the Russians convert a country to communism. And so then is that not the time, if you look at it, it's the time frame to summon a human being. So therefore, is the Bible not a book of spells? And did it not spawn all of us?
Serious trauma detected.
We are spawned by its methods.
Agent down. Agent killed.
See, but the only ones that could really exercise the book's power are the ones that have the money. Because you can only do so much within a human lifetime, right? So if you don't have a whole lot of money, you really can't get a lot done. And a lot of power and a lot of influence and a lot of secret societies. Then you can exercise the power of the Bible itself. why the world will always revolve around money as long as the Vatican exists, because that's really their main form of control. And so, yeah, what did Saturn do? He ages young, right? So they F you to be part them. That makes you conducive to them being in your presence. Then they can enter your laboratories, become your scientists, and set up your death grid. So that's where we're at now. Now we're in the death grid.
Control point secure.
5G
Well
death
done.
grid. So get rid of your cell phone. It's zapping you, and it's strong. Later on, when you get sensitive to it, you'll be able to feel it.
Immediate medical assistance
Like I am.
needed.
I'm now sensitive to it.
Agent deceased.
And they keep turning up the speeds. And so you're basically living in a kryptonite field, and it's only going to get worse until everyone dies. That's the goal. So you're going to have to move out of the city, and you need to get rid of Wi-Fi, because it's frying you. It's microwaves, low-level microwaves that are constantly zapping you. And your residential gateway, you have to take the rubber feet off, take the screws out, pop it apart with a credit card, and then take the antennas off, the antenna wires or the little antennas off of the PCB. And now, I shot him 3 times, he didn't die, and he's a red. And then you will minimize your exposure. Notice no ISP gateway unless the cable comes without wireless.
Reinforcements incoming.
And your
Reinforcements
stereo
en route.
receiver, that was the biggest one I had, was the one in my stereo receiver, and the strongest one. And
Incoming
even those
hostiles
tiny
detected.
laptop cards, don't be fooled. It doesn't take much circuitry to zap you with the 5 gigahertz wireless. It doesn't need a lot of power either. It still works. And if you want to see videos to prove 5G is deadly, check out Stranger Than Fiction News on Facebook. He's got a bunch of really good videos put together from all over the world showing it. Like there's this video in the UK where this black guy's like driving by in his Escalade and he looks out the window and the road is just littered with dead ducks and dead birds. And they had just built a 5G death tower near the road. And the birds are dying and dropping out of the sky. So there is no corona. It's the 5G. And then also there have been videos since the lockdown started showing these gaseous chemtrails being released over the UK, where they're now rolling out the 5G masks during the lockdown. How come that's essential work? Right? 5G is essential work. How come they're not distancing as they put it up? And I even got the links right here. I mean, I could post you guys the links. You'll have to copy them off of screenshots though.
Another agent has joined your group.
We need all the help we can get.
Supply room access unlocked. Supply room access
Hit
unlocked.
F12 and then go to pictures you play and you can see the pictures so you can copy that link later. And is that a corona seizure? That's a guy in a control room in Wuhan. Is that a corona seizure or a 5G death beam full body Charlie horse? Yes, I made that term up. Yes, and I'm probably the guy that got everyone to burn the towers down, and I'm proud of it. I did it on this game because this game's chat is amazing. It goes worldwide. No, I don't feel like a crazy loon at all. I feel like I'm winning. And, you know, I don't know. I probably hit the point where I just need to go public. But, you know, now I've gotten healthy. I need to train so I can, you know, be photogenic again.
We have intel that points to Black Tusk setting up an operation in the True Sun's old weapons factory. We can't let that happen.
And also, when I do this on Counter-Strike, it's far more vicious. I'm giving you the extremely dulled down version. Because then I'm talking to men with God aim, and they only listen to balls of steel.
Reinforcements incoming.
We got all the way to the end. Oh no, this is on.
Serious trauma detected.
Incapacitating target.
And in fact, I think the Wi-Fi, like when I started playing Division 1 on year 3, and around the same time I started playing PUBG, because my computer was a little behind then, and I didn't even have an SSD, because I was like a big internet dealer, and I got burned on a Samsung SSD deal, so I just like didn't use SSD for like 3 or 4 years after everyone else. And yeah, like up until that point, I was always just like a grinding gamer, you know. But when I started playing this game and PUBG, because the computer was slow and because the Wi-Fi was frying me, I actually had this like fear. It was crazy. I mean, PUBG screwed me up at first. And I've been like the #1 guy of a few games, like Crisis 3, Half-Life 2 Deathmatch before the cheat wave.
Let me be your one-stop shop.
I did pretty good in CPMA, Quake 3. You know, these are all... Crisis 3 was 2013, so that was 7 years ago now. Back when Dexter ended. That was a nice little... I love 2013. That was a good year.
Just what I needed. I was looking for one of those. Exactly what I wanted. Pleasure doing business with you. Exactly what I wanted. I was looking for one of those.
Fauci is one of them.
Got that settled.
Catholic boy. He's a big time liar. He wants you to take all the death shots. Yeah, and Bill Gates is saying they're going to give you a nano chip shot, right? It's going to be tied to your phone, and it's going to track all your death shots, and they're going to be mandatory. Otherwise, they're not going to turn your money back on. Or that's just some BS that they're having Alex Jones push to create the Pope's new right. It's kind of ambiguous right now which one's the reality, but which is nuts. But I'm basically at the point where I'm like, you know, I acted on this game after the lockdown. I was trying to tell people that you millennials are so clueless. This is really a millennial game. And you guys didn't have 9/11, so you didn't figure, or most of you didn't figure this stuff out. I'm sure that's been in my opinion, because I was told it. So I've really been trying to crack and get through to you guys, but, you know, you're probably too old. So I was trying to tell the guys who, like, you know, I was watching a few of the guys who play this game at the top level. I was trying to get through to them, but they can't listen. Oh, they took my advice when their channel hit a low point, but as soon as they started following my advice and they were successful again, they didn't listen to shit. So I quit wasting my time. It really just boils down to, right, same bad time, same bad channel. Post on, or stream on a regular schedule. Develop yourself into the screen presence of a leader. Why does Shroud always talk shit to Dr. Disrespect's character when that's somewhat ridiculous? Where you at? Because he's managing his screen presence, right? If Shroud's always the bigger, right? So that's why he does that. That's smart. You know, that's how Hollywood maintains their screen presence through multiple movies. You know, that's why they're kind of always a hit. Because that makes them the leader. And I think you know, really, you know, if you're really nerdy, you need to go work out. You gotta lift weights and run. You know, listen to aerobics too. And then that will increase your blood chemistry, and then you will be more aggressive. And people love a hybrid, twangy, aggressive voice. It's also why Shroud is popular.
Deal with them all. That's just one.
Detecting additional hostile contacts.
The significant Black Tusk activity at the metro entrance near the plaza. We're concerned they may be looking to use the tunnels to get around the city. We need to get them out of there.
Heavily armored hostile detected. Detected. Nearby location guarded by hostiles. Supply room access unlocked.
Oh yeah, and check this link too. Check this later. Just save the screenshot now.
Hit F12 screenshot pictures.
Look at those Wuhan lab techs in those photos. Do those look like pure Chinese, or do they look like hybrids?
$3.7 million grant.
They don't look like pure Chinese. I've never seen Chinese. Well, I've seen Mexicans that look like those guys, right? And Mexicans are various Asian Indians that lived in Mexico. And if you look at the South African guys that are like living in the rainforest, they don't look like the other Latinos at all. They look like Chinese.
Civilians in distress.
Like lighter skinned Chinese. And so Mexicans are like what, a little bit of Moorish and Spanish mixed with various Asian Indians, some of them dark skinned like the Mayans and Sonorans. And then also with Cortez and who he brought to the New World. So Ocasio-Cortez is one of them. And her boyfriend is a red-haired white boy ginger from New York City. And she's supposed to be a socialist, right? Almost like a commie, like a brown power. That's how she portrays herself politically. But then in her private life, she's basically the white man's whore. So what is she really about? She's she's fully for Cortez hybrid power.
I think I'm gonna be sick.
Yeah, whatever you guys want to do, I'll do. Oh yeah, and you know, I joined one of these little groups from 4chan, the most hardcore one I could find, and they had a, God, what was it, Pal Talk Voice, or I forget what that was called, that app, where you could like play YouTube videos on it. It was a great little thing to sit there and like try to unbrainwash people. But then I sort of discovered as I got into it, it was really run by Catholic guys.
The CPS.
And they were all portraying themselves as Nazis, and what was crazy is they had like these groupies there that were like every other race that wasn't white, and they all wanted a racist white guy.
Group.
She couldn't handle that one. Oh man, this stuff is hilarious, dude. Reality is always a million times crazier than fiction. Oh. So you guys are streamers. Come on, you guys are too tight-knit. Who's the, oh, I'm the leader?
You are now group leader.
You got it.
Sending backup request.
The ramp to the parking garage looks like your best way in.
Another agent is now in your group. Backup arrival confirmed.
Business operation.
Vital signs critical. Agent down.
Next. They're coming from the side. Someone wants another ass kick. got your division right here.
Serious trauma detected. True Sun's munitions detected.
Division's here!
Open fire! More. Watch that container.
An agent needs assistance.
He's on me!
We need to figure out what they're doing here. See if you can find any intel on their operation. Seems like these guys are salvaging and repurposing anything they can from this place. They're crafty bastards. Give them that. Tag anything useful and I'll send in a recovery team later.
And blow the shit out of anything too dangerous.
True Sun's reinforcements incoming.
Keep moving. We need to clear the next hall.
Just give up and bleed out! Not firing! Ready for you!
Yeah, this feels a lot more like
Immediate
Sentry.
medical assistance needed. Agent incapacitated.
Reminds me of Sentry. Kind of, yeah, Neo overkill. Yeah, did you
Serious
play
trauma.
this game, or did you play the first one? That name looks familiar.
Mobilize it!
When you're done fucking things up there,
Keep moving. You still got 2 halls to clear.
Hostile radio intercepted.
Division's on my 6! So cut through the planetarium. We gotta secure that ordnance.
Boom out!
Oh wait, is this the Raldi? Oh no, that's on CDC. Yeah, I should have known. It's probably gold.
Agent down.
You guys are streamers. I don't knock anybody any way they gotta make money. That's not
Vital signs critical. An agent needs assistance. Agent down.
Whatever you gotta do, more power to you.
Agent down.
You down. Oh wait, I gotta. Alright.
Endorsement available.
Get away from me!
Mechanical components detected.
Are you crazy?
Agent, have Isaac scan the parts. sending a recovery team. Link up with them and you'll be done there.
Components identified. Suggested use. Missile construction.
They must be using a casing from the museum's collection. If they can rig it with a warhead and some means of propulsion, they wouldn't even need a guidance system to hit the White House or a settlement.
Kinda goes without saying, but if you see any missiles lying around, make sure they can never, ever be used.
You're right there.
Database match indicates designation LMR-90.
That would be the missile, then. Please neutralize that fucking thing by any means necessary.
Damn it. The salvage crew just ran into those reinforcements. They need backup.
Over there! I see them! Us to make them pay! They're moving around! Over there! Get some! Reloading! I'll watch ya!
An agent needs assistance. Serious trauma detected. Agent out of action.
Out of action and they lost a big stockpile of
Cadet
weapons.
12,
Throwing the fact that themselves can scavenge those workbenches and tools, and I'd say it's been a pretty good day.
That'll teach you most of the pictures.
V equals CO7M3U63JQ and VL equals ENUS. https://desik.wordpress.com.
First one has the lists. It's a little old now, and it used to link to the government website so you can see their official photo, but they deleted all the links, of course.
VL equals ENUS. https://
The second link is Eric John Phelps, and he'll explain how the Jesuits took over Europe. Those are the guys that control the whole world. And the first 30 Years' War destroyed the Germans. And he says that World War I and World War II was the second 30 Years' War of the Vatican against the Protestants. Now, you know, I think that they made up viruses. that there is no coronavirus. And when you look at their logo, type into Wikipedia or into Google, Society of Jesus, which is the name of their order. And the Jesuits are a military order. Their logo has a corona around it. But I don't think when they show you the image of the cell with the corona cell next to it, virus thing, I don't think that's a virus. That's an exosome, which happens when your cell dies. You can check out Dr. Andrew Kaufman. I got a real, here, you can save this one as a link.
An agent is no longer in your group. Civilians in danger. Requesting backup.
Hit F12 screenshot pictures
right
/upplay /https//10yearl.com/.
He goes through the full explanation. And then there was another one on rcarb1 on YouTube, capital R, capital C, carb1, one word. And if you search it on Google, it'll give you a wrong one. You have to go into YouTube to search it. And it may have been deleted by now. I don't know. I haven't checked it recently. I was passing that out a couple of weeks ago. And that will, he basically explains after the 1918 Spanish flu. I forget what it was called. Oh, yeah. I thought I lost these earlier today because my SSD, I thought it was dead, but I just had to reseat the M2.
System back online.
Target is near you, Agent.
The U.S. Preventive Health Service experiments tried every way to transmit the virus via snot, breath, injected snot, and they even drank pure, like, bubonic plague bacteria. And none of it got them sick. And so Kaufman, they weren't smart enough to realize it back then, but Kaufman thinks that viruses don't exist. And he said he tried himself to get his patients sick with viruses, a healthy patient, a healthy person that was helping him with a patient. And he could never get it done. So he doesn't think they're real. And then he started looking at these little balls of DNA that they call viri, little balls of RNA, and then he found them with exosomes. And then the old diamond head looking viruses that they have from the 1950s and stuff. It looks like a diamond, like a curly Q for a body with little teeth coming out of it that looks like a stick figure with a diamond head. I've seen that thing. Those are bacteriophages, not viruses. You know, too, right? If you watch Joe Rogan's podcast, one of his best podcasts, he invites this guy on who's some kind of bot, whatever,
Agent deceased,
something like that. And he says that all animal cells and fungal cells had the same common cellular ancestor, right? So then who is the apex parasite? Humans. And so there is no parasite, there is no virus greater than us. And really, all animals are the same thing. And what do we do, right? What does fungus do? It absorbs, eats things, and shoots spores, or in terms of animals, that would be fuck, eat, and kill, which is your primary functions.
Serious trauma detected. Agent out of action. An agent has disconnected.
And so that's why we like shooter games, right? Because you're shooting. Shooting spores, shooting guns, killing things.
Agent down.
That's not a good position. You're gonna have to come to it back. Danielle, come back.
An agent is back online.
Good.
Agent killed.
This way. Or respawn. And then once you respawn at a place you can respawn at, then you should be able to just fast travel to us. But, okay, we can get you. Oh, they're here. We're screwed.
Rogue Restorer Hive detected.
Target spotted, Sheriff.
Hostile control point detected.
You got the target. That's another one down. Good job, Agent.
Hey, Agent. We got a project that's ready to be completed. Whenever you have the time.
And yeah, I would watch getting stuff at the store, and the store food's about to run out. And I think, you know, Trump, he said, oh, I want to open up. And then Georgia says, okay, we're going to open up a little bit of stuff. And then he says, no, we shouldn't do that. So I think Trump's okey-doking us. And they're just going to keep doing that every 3 weeks. They're going to say, oh, 3 more weeks every 3 weeks, and it'll just keep going. And then they'll keep having the 5G radiate people, so they'll say, oh, see, the virus is reinfecting and it's mutated, now it's a new strain, with the fake news. And it'll just keep going. And so you either have to burn down the 5G towers or you got to get out of the city, or you're going to die. Because as they build the 5G on lockdown, which is somehow essential work,